After that, the pastor now said, do you know that it is okay for, it is a blessing for your pastor to take your virginity? Okay, hello people, welcome to Godly Living with Folu. I am Folu. Okay, if you're just visiting this channel for the first time and you're yet to subscribe, please kindly click on the subscribe button down there. And if you have subscribed, thank you so much. Have I told you I love you? Yeah, I love you so much. Thanks for coming back again. All right, so before I go into today's topic, I don't want to be misunderstood. This is not a video about how some men of God are doing this, or maybe a correctional video or criticism. Like, I'm not trying to criticize anybody, but I just want ladies especially to be more responsible to themselves, or for themselves rather. I want us to be able to take charge of ourselves, to take charge of our life. We are living in a society, forget it, even we ourselves, we are like that. Except your mind has been changed. Maybe at one time or the other you've been like that before. Now, but we're living in a society where we see men of God as infallible. We see them as the authority, as the final. You understand what I mean? Like, we see them as they can never make a mistake. That is how some people see pastors. Now, I can remember back then, was it in government class in secondary school, we learned about different types of power. You know, there was economic power, there was we learned about economic power, about political power. But you see, there is this power that a lot of people don't focus on, and that is the spiritual power. When you see somebody that is like a voice of God, like somebody that is a pastor that preaches, or that prays for people and miracle happen, there is a possibility we'll see them as so high that they can never fall, that they can never do any wrong thing. But believe me, people, a man of God is first a man before he's a man of God. And as far as that humanity is still there is a possibility anything can happen. Now, have you asked yourself, Jesus Christ walked on the earth as a son of God, but the devil still tried to bring him down. The devil was no fool. He knew that Jesus Christ was the Son of God. He knew that he is the Son of God. And he knew that it's going to be difficult for him to bring him down, to make him to sin. But because of the humanity that Jesus carried, because he left his glory in heaven, he came as a man. And because that humanity was there, the devil knew that he could walk on that humanity. He could walk on that weakness. And that was the reason why he tempted Jesus. Not once, not even only the three temptations, but all through the ministry of Jesus, the devil was always showing up to play one prank or the other. Why? Because he knew that at the end of the day, Jesus Christ was still a man. Now, that was Jesus, tempted by the devil. He did not fall. How much more your pastor? Now, forget about it. Forget about maybe the speaking in tongues, the prayer, the this, the that. They are men. They are men, and a lot of women that fell into sin with their pastors, especially into sexual sin, they contributed to it. I'm not here to blame anybody, but they also, because you will see the handwritings on the wall, you will see that something is off. But because we hold them in high esteem, we sometimes ignore the signs. We sometimes ignore the signs. And the thing about sexual chemistry is, if you are not careful, if you don't take charge of it, if you don't apply wisdom, it will lead you into where you don't even want to go, or where you never dreamt you're going to go. A lot of people having sexual relationship with their pastors today, they did not plan it, but it just happened. And there is nobody to talk to because people will judge them. That is the society that we're living in. People will judge them. Now, so there are some things that you should look out for. Sometimes you may not even know that your pastor is interested in you, but in case he is, there are some things you should look out for. When you see these things, you should not stay and continue and allow it to progress, because the more it progresses, the weaker you become, the more confused you become. A lot of people, they can't even imagine their pastors having I don't know, on a lighter note now. I can remember there was a joke I saw on Facebook. A guy said, sometimes I look at my pastor and my pastor's wife and I imagine, do they even have sex with all the holiness? But we are seeing children now. That means they are having sex. That means it is even difficult for us to imagine our pastors having sex with their wife. Talk less of our pastor committing fornication with somebody in the choir, or committing fornication with somebody in the ushering department. But it happens. Now, there are some things you should look forward to, because as a lady, nobody will believe you. Even if they believe you, at the end of the day, they will blame you. The pastor will become the victim. Even if he raped you, nobody will believe you. They will even pity him. They will say you're the one that led him to sin. For example, that is when some people will be like, have you seen the way she has been dressing? Have you seen the way she has been seducing our pastors? Have you seen, last week I saw her talking to a boy. That means she has been doing it before, and now she just wants to bring her pastor down. They will even be praying for the pastor. It is not you that they will be concerned about. Why? Because the pastor is like their God, or their God representative. Now, as a lady, it is now on you to protect yourself. The pastor is a man. He is weak. He can make mistakes. Now, you are the one that will protect yourself and make sure that you don't become a victim of his weakness. Now, the first thing you should note is when a pastor begins to single you out. Yes, when he begins to single you out of the crowd and he begins to focus attention on you. And you know that he won't say, yeah, I want to sleep with you. No, he will first bring you close, break down your defenses before he proceeds to do whatever I have in mind with you. Now, I can remember I listened to a message, a pastor, I think maybe Reverend Olabode, but I can't really remember his name, but I know his face. He said something. He said he had told all the girls around him, because he had a lot of girls, he had a lot of boys, a lot of them. He said he told the girls that anytime I tell any of you that you are special, and I want to pay attention, and I want to talk to you more, I want you to grow, so I'm ignoring the others, and I'm focusing on you, run. He told them like that. He told the girls. That is a man that is watchful, that is applying wisdom. That is a man that is trying not to fall, that knows that he is a man and anything can happen if he allows it. So now, as Christians, of course, fornication is a sin, but people fornicate. But it is now worse when you are being manipulated into it. When somebody is using his position of authority. You know, I talk about spiritual power the other time. When somebody is using his position of authority to coerce you, to manipulate you into doing it, it's worse. So this is the reason when a pastor is now focusing on you. Okay, today he wants you to lead the praise and worship. Maybe in the choir. Today he wants you to lead praise and worship. Tomorrow it is still you. Are you the only person? Before you got to the church, are they not doing it? If you're not there, won't they do it? Now, when that happens, I'm not saying be paranoid and start suspecting, but just be mindful, just be careful, because if he has anything in mind by doing that, and especially when you can't even justify it, if he has anything in mind, he's going to do more. He's going to take it to another level. So just be on guard, on your guard. Don't relax. Okay, another thing is this. If when you guys are alone, when you two are alone, you're alone with your pastor, maybe after service, he asks you to see him in the office and he wants to be alone with you. If he starts touching you in ways that he is not touching anybody. Okay, for example, in your church, maybe you don't even hug, but you can shake. Yes, sir. But now he's holding your hand, he's holding your arm, and he's touching you in some ways that you have never seen him touch any other church member. In ways that you have never seen him touch any church member, that means you should be what? You should be very careful. You should be watchful. Something is going on. That means the special attention that you are receiving, the spiritual growth he wants to impact into you, because that is what a lot of them see. Like the spiritual growth he wants to impact into you is now going, should I say, reaching another level. Then you should be careful. Now, another thing is this. When the way he's touching you, he can't do it outside. Okay, now, for example, he's already holding you by the waist, lightly, gently, as a respected man of God that he is. But when you are outside, he doesn't hold you like that. He doesn't, like, okay, for example, now he's holding you and another person is coming and he quickly removes his hand. You should know that he has something in mind. it must be the guilty conscience that made him quickly remove his hand. Because when you are pure in heart, the Bible says to the pure, all things are pure. When you are pure in heart and you don't have any, he's not running, he's not guilty of anything. So now when you see that happen, that means you should do what? You should run. That means, when I say run, I don't mean practically running, but you should be careful and you should start stepping back, start avoiding him. Another thing is this: if your meetings are becoming secret, okay, maybe you are still under your parents, is convincing you that you should not allow your parent to know what he's discussing with you. He's telling you not to allow your parent to know that he's even meeting with you. He's now meeting with you and he doesn't want his wife to know. My sister, there is a fire on the mountain. Why will he want to meet with you without his wife? As a matter of fact, there are some men of God that will not meet with a member of the opposite sex without their wife sitting. The wife should be there. Even if the wife is not there, a female church member must be there. And even if not that, to prevent some things, to prevent some situations, it is better to prevent. Now, we may say, okay, no, nothing may happen. I've been in my pastor's office and nothing happened. Good. But when your pastor wants to make it a secret, there is a problem. Now, number one is telling you you're special. He's holding you in ways that he's not holding anybody. He's holding you in such a way that he doesn't want anybody to see. Then there is a problem. Then there is something on his mind. As a matter of fact, some days ago I read a story on Facebook about a young lady when she was a teenager. She said her grandmother gave a church a parcel of land to build a church and temporarily, and then she gave her own house to the pastor, any pastor that was over the church, as a resident. So she always sees the pastor. One day the pastor now calls her, like, come here, do you have a boyfriend? She said no. Have you had sex before? She said no. But as a pastor, now you will even be happy that your pastor will be proud of you, that you're keeping yourself. All right, so she said, after the pastor now said, do you know that, after that, the pastor now said, do you know that it is okay for, it is a blessing for your pastor to take your virginity? I mean, look at that. See, this is a very serious thing. A pastor, and now to now take it a notch higher, the one that was odd, that I've never heard before. She was now avoiding the pastor. She said no, that she's not going to sleep with the pastor. Do you now know what she did? What the pastor did, rather. Anytime they are praying in church, the pastor will now be calling prayer points. That you people should be pray that somebody that I am asking something important from, and she does not want to give me, that God should touch her heart. Haba, pastor, as in, really? Now, see, God knows the heart of everyone. But at the same time, you remember that Jesus said, watch and pray. Watch and pray. Pray, but also watch. And that is the purpose of this video. That you should do what? You should be praying and at the same time be watching. To be sincere, I know that some pastors, some pastors that are falling or that are presently in a sexual sin with someone, with a church member, they did not plan it. To be sincere, I understand. Some did not plan it, but they allowed it to happen. And if you don't want to be a victim of that, I know that some ladies, as they are daughters of Jezebel, that is the truth. They want it to happen and they will do anything. They will even seduce the pastor. But this video is made for those that are not interested, that don't want it. I've seen some ladies that they've been so broken by such incidents that they are now doubting the existence of God. How can God be real? How can God be in heaven? And a pastor is molesting me sexually, and God is not doing anything. That means God is not real. That means God is not who I believed He is. So because of that, their fire, their zeal has gone down. A lot of them are no longer enthusiastic to go to the church. And to the parents, please listen to this. If your daughter, your girl child is is reluctant to go to church, don't just wave it as you want to become a problem, Abi. You want to become the black sheep of the family. You want to become a daughter of the devil. You want to become this. You want to become that. No, don't just wave it off like that. Be observant. There are some girls, young ladies, that are refusing to go to church today simply because their pastors are after them. That is the truth. That is the reality. Because their pastors are after them and they are trying to avoid it. That is the reason parents should be close. Now, the girl I shared, the young lady that I shared her story, what saved her was she informed her grandmother, and then she informed her mother informed her dad, and they took it up. And the father went there straight to the man and confronted him. That was how the pastor left him alone. Now imagine that girl could not talk. The pastor would have manipulated or find a way to get into her pants. And at the end of the day, God help us, and God help us to stand. But as we are standing, we should be careful. We should watch out so that we will not be a prey, so that we will not be a victim. Thanks for watching. So that is where I'm ending it today. And before I go, if you are yet to subscribe, kindly click the subscribe button there so that anytime I drop another video, you are going to get it. And if you have any experience that you want to share, if you have any challenge in that area, please send me a mail. You will see the email address scrolling on the screen. Thanks for joining, for tuning in. Till I come your way again. Bye.